It happened on a bright Sunday afternoon, June 5th, 2022. We were in his backyard, sun slanting off the chrome railing of the patio, the air thick with the smell of grilled peppers and lighter fluid. A thin breeze stirred the citronella candle, and the sound of cicadas hummed between us. I remember leaning back in the metal chair, my palm resting lightly on the edge of his glass table. Then came the sharpest sound I'd ever heard, like a gunshot wrapped in sparkle. The tabletop exploded beneath our plates, turning into a glittering rain of shards that fell in every direction. For 1 second, the world froze. Then he jumped up, eyes wide, and shouted, "You leaned on it! You leaned too hard!" His voice cracked with disbelief. I stood, hands open, heart pounding. "I barely touched it," I said, but even to me it sounded defensive. Tiny cubes of glass crunched under my sneakers. He crouched over the wreckage, muttering about cost, warranty, and pressure points. "You were the last one to touch it," he kept saying. His tone made me feel guilty for something I didn't do. I could see my reflection fractured in 1,000 glittering pieces. It was strange how fragile trust felt in that moment. Instead of arguing further, he called the company right then. I watched him pace near the fence, phone pressed to his ear, voice tight. The next morning, a white van from the manufacturer pulled into his driveway. The technician, a thin man in gray coveralls, carried a clipboard and spoke sparingly. He examined the table's remains like an archaeologist at a dig site. He traced the brake lines with a gloved finger, noting the cube-like fragments. "Tempered glass," he said softly. Then he crouched lower, focusing on one edge. "See this here? The origin's at the rim, not the center. That's important." He asked, "Has this ever been hit along the edge?" My friend hesitated, then frowned. "Well, I did bump it with a metal chair a few weeks ago, just a tap." The technician nodded slowly. "That'll do it. A small chip invites stress. Temperature changes add pressure until, pop, it fails. Nothing anyone does that day causes it. It's delayed." Relief spread through me, but it was bittersweet. My friend's face softened. "Guess I owe you an apology," he murmured. I smiled faintly, brushing glass dust from my jeans. The sunlight caught the fragments, turning them into tiny mirrors. I learned that day how truth can be buried inside the smallest fracture line.